This episode, as with all episodes, exists thanks to the supporters of the show who contribute a mere $3 per month via patreon.com/copytradersclub. You can too. It takes 2 minutes to sign up and you probably won't feel it. What you will feel is a warm, fuzzy feeling of helping out a little independent podcaster who creates a show you enjoy and get value from. Patreon.com/copytradersclub. Thanks for listening and thanks for your support. Copytraders Club, where you can learn how to make better decisions and more money copy trading. I'm Gavin McCauley, my name and username on eToro. Today, we talk to a young popular investor who is so active on and off the platform, he puts the social in social investing. Here we go. Season 2, Episode 21 of the Copytraders Club podcast, and as always, my aim as an eToro enthusiast and copy trader is to demystify this new and uncharted world of copy trading, understand what are the pitfalls and best practices, and how, ultimately, to succeed as a copy trader. In chats like today's, the aim is to answer all your questions about this popular investor and reveal more about them than anywhere else, so you can assess whether they might suit you. In this episode, we talk to Hugo Biolchini, aka hugo13250, a young French investor with a big presence on eToro and Instagram, whose focus on crypto and growth stocks has delivered historical highs, as well as present-day lows. Il arrive. Hugo, salut, bienvenue au Copytraders Club.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me today, Gavin. It's a pleasure for me to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. And as you know, in order to get inside the Copytraders Clubhouse, into the salubrious surroundings of the VIP lounge, you've got to answer a series of quickfire questions. Ready for those?
Yes, I am.
Username on eToro?
hugo13250.
Date you joined eToro?
I joined in July 2019.
Date you became a popular investor?
I became a popular investor in October 2020.
Year of birth?
I was born in 1998.
Place of residence?
I live actually in 2 different countries, France and the United Kingdom.
Profession?
I work in the information technology industry. I'm a tech sales executive, but also I'm also an investor for, I would say, 40% of my time.
Briefly state what you aim to achieve on eToro.
Yes, on eToro, my goal is to create long-term wealth for myself, but also for my copiers, because I will talk about it more later, but I just found it easy to buy some assets, like digital assets online, but it's not easy to know when to sell them, to take your profits. And my responsibility is to be here for people and help them to take profits at the right time and just make their money work for them properly.
Name one of your investing heroes.
So I have a couple. If you mention investing heroes for stocks, I will say Warren Buffett, because he has a really good long-term thinking. He has done a lot of great research. And the second investing hero, I will say, is my favorite, is a guy called MMC Crypto. He has invested in crypto heavily. He was a taxi driver 5 years ago, and now he's a billionaire. So he completely changed his life just with cryptos.
Name one of your favorite investing books.
My favorite investing book is by far The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham.
That completes the formalities. Let's proceed now into the VIP section here at the clubhouse, the splendid Copytraders Lounge. Hugo Biolchini, aka hugo13250. Are you ready for this magical transition?
Yes, sir.
Here we are now in the VIP lounge. Hugo, you take a seat on these wonderful sofas. Would you like a little drink?
Yes, I wouldn't mind a coffee.
Just a coffee? We have a bar with every drink imaginable. But a coffee it is.
Yes.
Okay. Yasmin, 2 coffees. Thank you. All right, Hugo. So you're from France. Your surname, as we heard, is Biolchini, which is of Italian origin, presumably. Tell us a bit about your background.
Yes. Thank you for asking this question. So, like you said, my last name is Italian. I still have family in Italy, but I was born and raised in the south of France. This is where I'm from. Unfortunately, I do not speak Italian, even though I want to learn, but I speak French and English. Just to tell you a little bit about my background, I've been investing for 5 years plus now, and I'm on the eToro investing platform since 2019.
You're currently living in London. I see lots of photos of you in, well, 2 main places. One is the south of France and the other is Scotland for some reason. What's behind those?
Yes, my uni time was in Scotland, so I spent 2 years in Scotland before I came to London. This is where I had the chance to learn a second language, English, to expand my network, meet new people. And that was a great experience, to be honest, to be able to live really far from my home place. I also enjoy to change place, and I get bored if I stay in the same place for too long.
And I see somewhere in your story that you studied at Tilburg University in the Netherlands. And also, what was it, Glasgow?
Yes, that's right. I followed the Erasmus program, so I had the chance to travel in 3 different countries during my studies. So I discovered new cultures, new way of thinking, different economies, and that was really enjoyable.
And you said you learned some English when you were in Scotland. You must have picked up some Scottish English as well. Can you remember any of that? Can you do a good Scottish accent?
I remember the Scottish accent being very strong. Some Scottish slang. I know the Scottish people, they say we, like WEE, when they want to mention someone little. So to say a little man or little boy, they will say a wee man or wee boy. And when I say the same thing to the people in London, they just look at me like, what do you mean? So yeah, Scottish people definitely have their own slang, I would say.
And being a Frenchman of Italian origin, presumably gastronomy is important to you. Did you enjoy the delights of the Glaswegian cuisine?
You just pointed out a good point. I love good food, and I think it's really important for my lifestyle. And you're right. In Scotland, that was really hard to find some fresh food and just enjoy eating like fresh food every day. It was not really possible. Um, but I go back to France and south of France very often. I also travel to Italy whenever I can, so I can sometimes recharge my food, the type of food that I like.
Well, the Scots are very proud of their square sausage and iron brew.
Yes, they are.
Enough said. Okay. So you were born in 1998, which seems to be ludicrously recently. That makes you 25.
Yes, I'm 24 years old, turning 25 this year.
And let me just paint a little picture now for the listener, because they can't see you, but I can. You're very well presented. We'll come on to your Instagram posts later on in the chat, but even on your eToro profile pic, you appear as a stylishly dressed, well-groomed, smiling young man. Is that fair to say?
Yes, it is fair to say. I just believe in the good first impression. There is some people in life you will not have the chance to see them twice, and for this exact reason, I think that the first impression you have is really important.
So should I go and put some underpants on? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's fine. Everyone is free to do how they want to do it. It's just my way of thinking. I'm just trying to give myself the best chance to leave a good first impression. Yeah.
Okay. Now, how did I first come across you? I think the answer was simply by seeing you on eToro, posting your pinned post that you seem to repost quite a lot with the big headline number, and then some people below saying, "What's this guy keep putting this up for?" Something along those lines. That's what piqued my interest in who Hugo was all about. Oh, while we're on the subject, I've heard your username said a variety of different ways. Is there any significance behind those numbers?
Not really. That was just one of my postcodes from my previous hometown. Because in France, the postcode where it's just numbers. It's not like in the UK or other countries, a mix of letters and numbers. It's just a mix of numbers. So that was one of my previous postcode.
And do you, like many PIs, wish you'd chosen a different username?
Yes, I wish I had chosen another username. Unfortunately, on this platform, when you set up you had set up your account, it's too late afterwards to change your username.
If you were to do it all again, simply your name.
Yes, I would say Hugo Biolchini, my name, or also eventually Hugo underscore investor, like the name I have on my Instagram.
Okay, so let's get to know you a little bit better. Hugo, when I ask, tell us something you're very bad at.
So there is one thing I'm particularly bad at. It's when I'm going to see friends on the weekend. I'm always being late, and I'm always the last one to arrive. And my friends sometimes are very angry with me. I hope I can still make sure I keep these friends for the future, because I don't want to be the bad guy, and I don't do it in purpose. I don't know why I cannot manage to be on time.
So it's never true to say Hugo first.
Um,
That's a poor effort at a joke. We can scratch that.
no, but I can say to this that when it's for business or really a like purposeful meeting, I will make sure I'm on time. But when I know it's for leisure, I'm not really making sure I'm on time all the time, and that's one thing my friends can say I'm bad at.
Okay, let's have a question from the art of people. Can you pick a number between 1 and 10 that isn't 7?
A 9?
9. Who has been the most important influence on you?
That's a good and I think deep question. But I have one mentor. I don't know if you would like me to mention his name, but it's an American guy, big investor. He's investing in the real estate industry more than stocks or cryptos. But what I like about him is his mindset and being able to come back from rock bottom just because of the right attitude and the right mindset. And I'm listening to his podcast, for instance, and he's always helping me. Even though I don't know this guy, he's helping me to make the right decision sometimes.
Well, why don't you tell us his name?
I can't tell you his name. I just wanted to give you some suspense.
Mhm.
So yeah, his name is Grant Cardone. I don't know if you heard of him before.
Oh, yes. I think I've read a book or something by him.
So he's a American. originally from Louisiana in the US, and now living in Miami.
Let me just Google him. Oh, yes, he wrote 10x your business, or 10x. He's the 10x guy.
The 10x rule.
Yeah, that's it. Work 10 times harder than everyone else.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Is that something you adhere to?
Yes, that's right. I agree with this mentality. Then, if you really want to have something, you need to go 10x the level you normally need to achieve this thing. So this is also one of the reasons why I'm posting as much on eToro, because I don't want my copiers and the people following me to think I'm not active and being researching on the assets I'm investing in. So I'm just making sure I'm posting at least five times a day on eToro to update everyone. Some people might say it's too much. Some people might like it, but so far I've just enjoyed to do it, and I just want to be here for my people, and that's the way I'm planning to continue to post on eToro.
Okay, Hugo, let's proceed now by looking at your profile on eToro. And let's begin by having you read a little bit from your bio. Can you read the paragraphs entitled Investment Objective, Parameters and Themes?
Yes. So my investment objective by investing on eToro is to outperform the S&P 500 index, so the 500 biggest companies in the US. And my strategy to increase my revenues and investments is by getting capital growth, which means increase in the assets I invested in, plus the dividends I receive from my high dividend income stocks that I invested in. Now, speaking about the investment parameters, I mostly buy stocks. So it's 70%, I will say 60 to 70% of stocks. The rest is cryptos, because I still believe of the long-term future of these crypto assets. I'm a mid-long-term investor. If you look at my average holding time is 8 months. So it's quite long. Not a lot of investors hold assets for that long. I'm looking for value. Obviously, I'm trying to buy some investments and get some value from it long term. My risk is medium to a little high now. So eToro rates my risk to 6 or 7. I'm still trying to diversify, but not too much. And I'm not using any leverage at all at any times. All my investments are leverage times 1. Now, speaking about the investment themes and different industries and asset classes that I have, I'm investing in fintech companies. So, like, for instance, Coinbase, that you will find in my portfolio. I'm investing in the EVs industry, electric vehicles. You will find, for instance, Tesla and NIO, that I plan to keep for the future. Even though I took some profits on the way up, I still think they will go higher than before. Technology sector, I have, for instance, Amazon in my portfolio. I also have companies like Nvidia. So they are producing a chip, and they will play a big part of a lot of different futurist industries. So I'm planning to keep Nvidia. And like I said before, I'm aiming for stocks with high dividend yields. For instance, in my portfolio, you will find the company called Realty Income Corporation, and the ticker of the stock is O, dollars O.
All right. Often PIs will just read the words that are there, but you've expanded on quite a lot of those points. So that helps set the scene for the listener. That's good. we're going to talk about various of those issues throughout the chat as they come up.
Yeah.
Let's also have a quick look at your overall results. If I could just describe them. Half of 2019, minus 37% almost. Then 2020, the full year, 200%, which is the headline grabber for Hugo. 2021, 62, 63%. And then 2022, year to date, minus 45%. Ouch, ça pique, n'est-ce pas?
Yes. I know 2022 has been rough so far, but that's the thing about investing. Is it's not always it's not always amazing. It's not always the best. But when being an investor, you have to know and to be able to handle this volatility always.
Well, I have to say, I congratulate you on coming on this podcast at this very difficult time. It would have been very easy for you to say, oh, I'll come on someday, meaning someday when things are better. So thank you. You have my respect for that.
No worries, Gavin. You know, my strategy is to be 100% transparent with my copiers and followers. So no matter what happens, I will always be here to explain and to update people.
Okay, so let's run through some of these other metrics. Your risk score over the course of the last 12 months, I would say average risk of 5, max risk of 6 is about standard. Like everybody else, most recent months have been a little bit higher. Your most recent month average 6, max 7. In your bio, you say medium risk, diversification, no leverage. As you kind of indicated as you were expanding on that, medium risk to maybe a little bit high is probably fair to say. And we will look into the assertion that diversification is present a little later when we delve into your portfolio. Let's have a look at your copier numbers and assets under copy, as we have to say these days. Currently, copier number is 916, and your copier graph was quite a sudden rise to a peak of what looks like about 1,200, 1,200 copiers, something like that, followed by a slow decline to where we are today. No real sudden drops. What was your maximum copier number, do you remember?
1,250.
The interesting thing about your copier graph to me is that you're not losing copiers at the rate that your performance stats might suggest you should or would, you know? Is this because you think your copiers generally appreciate that they're on a Hugo roller coaster and there'll be dizzying peaks and nauseating drops along the way? They expect that?
I think most of my copiers understand the volatility of my investments, and they also know the rewards and the results they can get if they stay patient by copying me.
So what we just talked about there a little bit was how you communicate with your copiers. Their mindsets are attuned to your way of investing because of your communications with them, right?
Yes, I think that most of my copiers, they really appreciate me being transparent and posting updates every day, because it kind of give them just some reason sometimes for the volatility. It's like they are speaking to me every day, even though we don't chat in like one-to-one.
Okay, well, let's look more at your communication and your different channels. Let's start with Instagram, because that's possibly the most entertaining one. I think, Hugo, you are the most Instagram PI I've spoken to so far. You know, you're a young dude. You seem to love the whole Instagram thing. I would describe a combination of 3 types of posts. One is investing memes or quotes. One is screenshots of big movers in your portfolio, almost always when it's looking good. And then the third type is pics of you living the life in interesting places, like we mentioned earlier, Monaco, London, Edinburgh, Marseille, Glasgow, teeth white, not a hair out of place, designer stubble, and either in designer clothes or proudly displaying your youthful bronzed pecs. How do you feel like that's a description of your Instagram?
So to be honest, I think you described my page like quite good. I think it's I think you described properly the three types of posts that I'm doing every week, because I'm posting 3 posts a week. When you say that I'm posting my big movers only when it's a good results and it's green, it's not necessarily true, because you can check it out. I'm always posting once a week, so it can be a bad week, and I will always make this post. So maybe it will be the best day of the week, is true, but it will still be the bad week. And I'm showing really what's happening inside my portfolio, and that's the main reason why I'm holding this Instagram, is mainly for this type of post. Also, again, to keep people updated. Then when you mention the memes, I think it's a way to entertain, like to make people enjoy like watching my Instagram. Some memes can be really funny sometimes. During the crypto or stocks volatility, just a meme can make you laugh during the day, and it's nice to have. And the last thing you said about me living the life, and just having good times with designer clothes and a big smile, I think that's true. But again, it's not like every week, or it's not even once a month that I'm actually having a good time like this, because I'm very often working. I'm working in the information technology industry, and I'm very busy. Also, I'm doing a lot of research on the weekend regarding investments. So whenever I have a chance to have some free time with friends or family, I will make sure I enjoy. And this is why you will think I'm having the life, but it's not always the case. It's just sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, sure, social media is not meant for recording all the boring stuff of everyday life, is it? It's meant to be interesting and fun.
Yeah, especially Instagram, you will see a lot of people being very very rich, very happy. You will not think they are depressed or anything, but some people are. You will not even think about depression about them, but they are actually quite sad. It's not my case. Don't worry, but many people are actually only sharing good things, but maybe they have like actually a bad life.
Sure. And on one of your posts, I saw you saying, "My goal is to win, not to look like I'm winning." It's quite interesting. I understand that your goal is to win, but you definitely do like to look like you're winning.
Yes, that's a good point. So the main thing behind this sentence that I said maybe once is that most of the money that I'm making, I'm investing it, and I'm not spending so much money on designers club or vacation, or even for restaurants or just going out. Really, like I would say 70% at least of my money is going to investments. And this is what I meant with this sentence.
Yeah, your goal is to win, not just to look like you're winning. It's the people whose principal objective is to look like they're winning, whether they are or not. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's a big problem in today's society. A lot of people, they will put the clothes and the vacation above everything. So when you will go on their Instagram profile or something, you will think they are really winning. But in reality, they are not the people winning if they are not financially wise and making the right decisions about their money.
I just wonder, when we're talking about your Instagram here and the pics and all that, do you ever get any pushback from people when things aren't going so well? They might accuse you of flexing. You familiar with that term?
Yes.
Yeah, like, look at me, I'm doing so well. Even if the portfolio's down, like a copier, it might irritate them. Does that ever happen?
Yeah, of course. This happened before. I got some people commenting this type of comments on my eToro page or also on my Instagram DMs. But I understand. Like I cannot make everyone happy at every moment. So when the portfolio is down, I'm still living. I'm still a human, right? I still have to enjoy sometimes. And people will see their copy with me down. They might think they made a bad decision by copying me, but it doesn't mean by staying with me, trusting my vision, and staying patient. It doesn't mean that they will not achieve good results with me, because like I said at the beginning, the main thing is to help these people to take profit at the right time. And if they stay with me, if they stick to my vision, that's most likely going to happen.
Do you copy?
Do you copy?
Do you copy?
Do you copy?
Copytraders Club.
Copytraders Club.
Do you copy?
Do you copy?
Do you copy?
Do you copy?
Copytraders Club.
Copytraders Club.
So, Hugo, let's delve into your portfolio a little bit. I'll first describe to the listener your asset class allocation. Stocks, 55%, crypto, 45%, cash balance, 5%. Now, crypto is, when I look at your crypto positions, it's almost all Bitcoin and Ethereum, with tiny positions in Solana, Ethereum Classic, and Doge. But really, you're all about the big two. Let's start with the elephant in the room, which is today. Can you believe Bitcoin is $18,000 and something currently?
Yes, that's right. Bitcoin is at $18,000 as we speak. It's been wild for cryptos this year so far. To be honest, I didn't think Bitcoin could go that low. So this also means we are in a bear market at the moment, bear market. But you know what? This is during moments like this that all the money is made. Only the people that are ready and prepared for this kind of moment when they arrive are making the big money in the future. Because I'm confident about Bitcoin going to 100K in the next years. I'm just not able to tell you when. So it can be in 1 year, it can be in 3 years. That's only what I'm trying to achieve by investing, is to staying long term, to keep accumulate these crypto assets and take the profit at the right time. And my copiers will also benefit from my profit taking on the way up. And last thing I can say is the people that have been copying me for more than like 2 or 3 months now, they also had some capital saved on the side, because I used to have a 30% cash on eToro available, which also means all my copiers had the same amount of cash available on eToro. And now when I bought the dip last week and yesterday on cryptos, they also bought the dip with me. So again, it's about making money on cryptos and stocks. It's about also knowing when to take profit and how to manage your investments. It's not just by buying and waiting. It's really about being ready in the right moments.
Okay, and crypto is 45% of your invested amount. Stocks are 55%. If we look at the stocks, your biggest single stock position is 19.99% in your invested column, and that's Coinbase. So I guess that's the maximum you can have in a single stock according to PI guidelines.
That's correct. It's the limit is 20%.
And this is a stock whose price is hugely governed by the price movements of crypto.
Yeah, it's usually correlated indeed.
So if we add this 20% to the 45% in crypto, that takes you to effectively 65% invested in crypto in a sense. Are you the micro strategy of PIs?
So yes, you're right. At this exact moment in time, I am 65% on cryptos, but because I'm actively managing the portfolio, stocks should go back higher in a percentage in the future.
Would you like to share with us your personal crypto investments off eToro? Are you all in crypto in the real world, in your life?
So that's right. Outside of eToro, I'm also investing in cryptos. I am a believer of the crypto.com project because they are budgeting a lot for marketing. They are spending heavily on marketing expenses. So, for instance, they will be the official sponsor of the World Cup that is going to happen at the end of this year in November and December in Qatar. And the main sponsor will be crypto.com. So, which means global users and global football fans will see crypto.com. And I'm just confident about this project. I might be wrong, and I'm just telling openly that I bought quite a bit of crypto.com crypto, but off eToro.
You mentioned you've been buying the dip. I saw that you'd been selling Bitcoin and Coinbase recently. There are several sales of Bitcoin this month at 23,000 or so. It is worth noting that you're closing these in triple-digit profit. You're making between 100 and 150% on these, having bought them in mid-2020, around $9, $10, and $11,000. So when everyone's jumping up and down about this huge drop in Bitcoin, you're still selling something you bought in mid-2020 for 150%.
Yeah, so just to make it clear here, the only reason I sold Coinbase and Bitcoin, it was to rebalance the portfolio. It was not to get rid of these assets. Because if you look after, I bought a lot more Coinbase and Bitcoin that have been selling.
Well, I was going to ask, how low do you anticipate Bitcoin could go? Are you expecting it? You're not expecting it to go below those levels from 2020?
So the question here, my response here will be that no one really knows. No one is really going to able to tell you it's going to go to this price. I didn't expect Bitcoin to go to 18,000 first. So it can potentially go lower than 18,000 because we are at 18,000 today. The summer is going to be long. We're not going to have a lot of volumes in the crypto and stock market. So it could go. I've been listening to crypto experts. It could go to like 14,000. But in my opinion, no one is really able to tell you. Just like I mentioned to you before, I'm confident about this coin going to 100,000, 100K, like 100K in the future. And that's my prediction. I'm just not able to tell you when it's going to happen.
Well, a lot of people were talking about 100K before the end of last year when it was at 60.
It's true.
And there was a lot of institutional buy-in, left, right, and center. Every YouTube video I looked at was saying, look at all this institutional buy-in. We've crossed the Rubicon. Crypto is building such a solid base. It'll never have such low lows again. The lows are getting higher, the highs are getting higher.
Yes.
And now this is slightly turned on its head. But you're still confident that over time it's an upwards trajectory for crypto. It's just the latest drop.
Yes, unfortunately, cryptos are still correlated to US stocks. And that's the reason why it went down since December 21. Again, when the economy is going to get better in the next maybe 12 to 32 months, cryptos are supposedly going to follow.
Do you spend a lot of time reassuring your copiers to this effect?
Yes, I'm posting crypto updates every day, even on weekends.
And are you getting much pushback?
What do you mean?
Copier saying, I'm not happy with your answer. This has all gone to hell. You promised us 100k. It's at 18.
Yes.
You don't know what you're doing. I'm stopping my copy and running for the hills.
Yes, especially during these bad times where Bitcoin is $18,000, you will see a lot of people being angry. A lot of people are angry at the moment because they just didn't plan on this drop, and now it's happening, and they didn't really prepare for it. They didn't really have equity on the side to buy the dip, and now they are getting angry at people like me and being very loud about cryptos. But that's part of the game, I would say.
And you were prepared for it? In what ways?
Because on the way up, I did not take all of my profits on Tesla stock, for instance, and also Coinbase, crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum. But I did took some profits. And for instance, 2 to 3 months ago, I had $30,000 available on eToro, like cash. Today, I only have 5% equity, but I still have a bit of cash in case it dips more. And because I've made these moves, I was able to buy the dips on the way down. Now no one knows when it's going to stop to drop, but it's always good to buy during the way down and to take profits during the way up.
Okay, let's move away from cryptos for a second to talk about stocks. The second biggest position in your portfolio is Realty Income Corp, which is a 10% position in your invested column. That's a real estate investment trust with commercial premises in various international locations. And that's considered a very stable monthly dividend payer, right?
That's right. This stock is one of the only stocks that you will find on the market to pay monthly dividends. I just think that monthly cash flow is really important. It allows you to have just cash flow every month of new money coming into your account. And this is one of the main reasons to buy this stock. I bought this stock. If you look at the dividend yield of this stock today is 4.5%. So if you put $10,000 on this stock, you will have $450 a year out of your investment, but it will be paid monthly. So you divide $450 by 12, and this is how much you're going to get every month.
There are a lot of US investors whose goal is to just keep buying and buying this stock, building up their shareholding over the years until they can retire on the dividends. And that's usually within like a tax wrapper of some sort. But they look at it as being a real estate owner getting stable monthly rental returns, basically. But the important difference there is they're Americans. What about the 30% US withholding tax on dividends for non-US investors? Does that not make it considerably less attractive?
Yes, it does. It does make it less attractive, like you mentioned. But it's still quite a good income because, like I mentioned before, the dividend is 4.5%. So you're still getting quite a good dividend, even though you have to pay tax. You will still get 70% of this money. So that's still okay with me.
And I've heard Felix Falix complaining about how the filling in of the form, the W8BEN form for UK residents or for UK citizens, is supposed to change that withholding tax from 30% to 15%. To your knowledge, has eToro ever come through on that?
I to be honest, I don't know. I need to check this information, but it's definitely interesting that you pointed that out today. It will give me some research to do afterwards.
Well, I think the answer is no, they haven't. Spoiler alert. So it's 30% for everyone.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. So when you quote your dividend income to your copiers, I haven't checked through your feed, but I hope you deduct the 30% from the quoted returns. I just commented there yesterday on a PI feed where I saw a dividends PI who's actually an accountant declaring, "This week we received the following dividends." And then she listed them all per share. And I asked her, "Are these numbers before or after withholding tax?" And she said, "Oh, before." And I said, "Well, should you not say that? Because it's a bit misleading to tell people they're getting this when they're not."
Yeah, I agree with you. But that's happening very often in the yields that you will find for any type of investment assets. People will tell you the results before taxes because it just looks better. It will attract more people. Unfortunately, it's the investor and clients role to make sure the net returns they are going to get after. That's a bit misleading, I would say, but that's how it is in the financial and investment world.
It is kind of how it is in the investment world, but do you not think in eToro specifically, there's more of a fiduciary duty between the PI and the copier? Copiers are very low information actors by and large, and they're trusting their money to these PIs who are supposed to know what they're doing and be guiding them and leading the way. Surely the onus is on the PI to be completely clear and upfront.
Yes, I'm sure eToro could be a little more transparent about this. It's something they could definitely work on. Yeah, that's something I can mention maybe to my account managers at eToro. Unfortunately, I'm not making this decision. So yeah.
Well, yeah. In the example I gave, the PI could easily have said, "These are the gross dividends, and we will be receiving these amounts net of tax." Okay, but moving on from that, back to your portfolio. Much of the remaining stocks in your portfolio, I would summarize as a couple of airline stocks and then a bunch of tech and spec. Tech includes Amazon, Nvidia, Meta, Netflix. Spec, I would say, includes Peloton, Roku, Xpeng. So if I was to design a portfolio that's out of favor today, it would probably look quite a lot like yours, Hugo. I know it's worked brilliantly in the past and it might work brilliantly in the future. But right now, this is the same question I kind of asked earlier, but have you been getting much feedback from copiers for not making moves to change your portfolio to suit current market conditions?
Yes, I had actually, and sometimes when I'm seeing minus 50%, minus 60% loss, I'm just trying to remember why I invested in this company in the first place. Maybe I did not buy this company at the exact right time because it dropped significantly after. Just sometimes it's hard to time the market and to know when it's the right moment to buy something. And if I'm selling something at minus 60%, that would be losing and not trusting myself. So I'm giving just myself much more time for this investment that I bought not even a year ago, I think.
Just looking down through your portfolio here, and I'm remembering some of the answers you gave earlier, like Warren Buffett and the intelligent investor and mention of value. But a lot of your stocks don't fit into those categories, really, do they?
A lot of my stocks are in my portfolio because they are also like futurist investments, and like I mentioned in my bio, the fintech industry, EVs industry. And the intelligent investor is not only about buying like high value company, but it's also about being patient with your investment and not panic selling just because it went down, and remembering why you bought it in the first place. If I'm remembering properly the reason why I bought these stocks and these investments, I don't think it's the right decision for me to close them today.
Can I ask you to give us a little detail now on your best ever investment, shortly followed by your worst ever investment?
Yes, my best ever investment that I made on eToro is Tesla stock. I've been buying Tesla early 2020 when it was around $600 a share, even less, but before the stock split that happened later this same year. So that was really an interesting price. That would be $200 a share if you look at today's Tesla stock price. Like now, the stock split has happened. So I made really a significant return on this stock. I took a lot of profits. I still have this stock in my portfolio because I'm still seeing value in Tesla for the next 5 years.
Tesla still exists in your portfolio. In the invested column, it's 1.3%, 7% in the value column, thanks to the gain.
Like I mentioned before, I took a lot of profits. So now you will see the invested amount being really small because I took profit on it. Unrealized profit on this asset, it's much bigger than the invested money. This is why it's showing only 1%.
Your biggest positions currently are, in terms of stocks, Realty Income, followed by Coinbase, followed by Tesla, Amazon.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so huge success was enjoyed by investing in Tesla. I think Felix Falix described your incredible year where you got to 100% as being fueled by the holy trinity of Bitcoin, Tesla, and NEO. So those are your big successes, but let's not dwell on your successes, Hugo. Let's talk about a time when everything went terribly wrong.
Yes, so my worst investment, and I'm 100% transparent on this, so I'm not having any issue to speak about it openly. My worst investment is Coinbase so far, but on this one, if you look at my portfolio today as we speak, you will see on Coinbase that I am minus 57%. So now you might think minus 57%, it's horrible return. And the good thing about my mindset when it comes to investing is I'm still seeing value on Coinbase. I'm still seeing value on cryptos. When cryptos are going to go back up, I'm not able to tell you when because no one does. But when it's going to happen, Coinbase is still going to have a huge success, in my opinion. And the reason for that is because Coinbase is the biggest crypto exchange in the US. Now, US is one of the countries with the most crypto investors. Today, maybe Coinbase doesn't have a lot of success. People are scared to buy cryptos. But the price of Coinbase today is really interesting. And I bought some more in the last 2 weeks. And that's the reason why my holding on Coinbase today is 20%, is because I've been buying more and more Coinbase on the way down. Before, my holding on Coinbase was between 10 and 15% only.
So even with your worst investment, the story's not over and you still think it's going to turn around?
Yes, that's for Coinbase, it's 100% correct.
Okay, let's change tack a little bit and let's talk about your copiers. To anyone listening today, what sort of person should copy you, Hugo?
So that's a good question. I would say the right person when it comes to copying my portfolio will be anyone with a long-term investing horizon. Also, someone that believes in my long-term strategy towards the stocks and cryptos. It's really easy to buy stocks and cryptos today. It's accessible to anyone on eToro or any other platform. But it's really hard to know when to buy and when to get rid of these assets. Because you might see your cryptos going up 100%, and you will still think, is it the right time to take profit? If you're someone and you don't have experience in investing, you will not be able to make the right decisions towards this. Again, that's the reason why I bought the dip on stocks and cryptos in the last few weeks.
And what sort of person definitely shouldn't copy you?
The person that shouldn't copy me today, it's someone being impatient and constantly question my strategy and trying to prove me wrong on my strategy. I understand I can be a young investor. I understand I can have some losses on my portfolio. But if you make the decision to copy me and you gotta trust my vision and you're gonna be patient on my investments, because despite my young age, I've been making some profits in the past. I've been taking profits in the past. It's not just unrealized profit that I've made. I took profit on this investment. So if you're willing to improve your capital by investing on eToro, you have to be patient and not just try to prove me wrong every day you're investing with me.
Do you have anyone who copies only you?
Yes. Because I'm from France and because of my networking, some people they never invested money before. They just knew that I was doing copy trading on eToro. They just knew that I was able to make some money, and they decided to just follow me. And sometimes it's people very close to me. Sometimes the value of the investment is not doing well, but I'm asking to trusting me. In the future, it's going to pay for them if they stay patient and they stick to my vision.
What makes you so special?
So I will say what makes me so special as a popular investor is how transparent I am with my copiers. Every day posting about my trades, my mindset regarding money, my strategy. Yeah, I just give updates every single day on the platform, and I don't think many people do it. I think that makes me different.
So you're definitely not mysterious to your copiers. They know absolutely everything about what's going on, where your head is at, what you're planning to do, what you've just done.
Yes, all my investments are accessible publicly to my portfolio. They can just click and see the previous moves I just made on my investments. And I'm not trying to hide anything from them when I post on the platform. I'm asking them to be patient, to trust my vision, and to trust my ability to take profits at the right time.
Have you seen the Felix Felix review of you?
Is this a YouTube video?
Yes.
Yes, this video is really old though. It's like
December 2020.
it's old now. That was not really good review. I don't even think I watch everything, but he's right on some point that I was investing on cryptos and that's what make me money, and I was really being aggressive on posting. Every negative things this guy said about me, I already knew. So that's nothing shocking or surprising for me.
Well, he's not a big fan of crypto, that's for
Yeah.
sure. But I was wondering from that video, have you ever been told by eToro to tone down the frequency of your posting or anything like that? Have they given you any advice on what's too much?
Yes. Before, when I was not really big on the platform, I was posting a lot. But on top of this, I was not tagging the right instruments. I was just posting things, and I didn't tag the right investment class like Tesla or Bitcoin. And now that I'm doing this, I think now they appreciate the fact that I'm posting a lot, and maybe not the post that I make about cryptos, like just one sentence post, but they really appreciate the fact that I'm posting the 100% transparency post every day, because it gives update to copiers, and more people get to know me as well.
What role should you as a PI play in a copier's portfolio? And can you describe what you think the ideal portfolio is with you in it?
So if I understood the question properly here, it's again make the people trust my long-term vision, holding my copy, trading, and taking profits at the right time with me.
Yeah, I think I need to rephrase the
Yes.
question. It's not very elegantly drafted. What it's trying to get at is, in an ideal copier portfolio, how many PIs would there be? Where would you be in that? What other PIs would there be? What would you recommend to your cousin if they were to be a copier? Let's start with the first of those questions. How many PIs?
So for this question, I would say maybe for someone just starting the copy trading thing on eToro, I will not say just to copy my portfolio. I have no problem for someone choosing to copy different people. My copy would be for someone also willing to take a bit of risk, because my risk is medium to high, and the volatility sometimes can be quite high. So that's the only thing I could warn people about. It's the sometimes the volatility being quite high, and you can see minus 10% in just a day. For some people, it can be too much. So I think it's definitely someone people should know.
So if you were a copier, how many PIs would you copy?
If I was a copier, I would copy maximum 3 different PIs, because after it will be too diversified. But this depends also on the people, the personality, their age, how much money they have, because it's always come back to the risk level you're willing to take.
If you could make a few changes to the eToro platform, what would be your first changes to make?
So one of the changes I would make is to make eToro available in every single country. I know it's not sometimes possible due to the laws and the legislations, but I'm saying this because sometimes on Instagram, a lot of people are willing to start investing on eToro. They really like the way it is as a social platform, but they cannot open an account because they are not based in a registered country. Another thing I would say sometimes is to better the mobile app. I've seen some glitch in the mobile app because I'm on it every day, posting and making trades. And this is something maybe the eToro developers can try to improve.
Now, you're not the only French PI called Hugo. I wonder, do you know any other PIs very well? I'm referring to Hugo Manonti.
Oh yeah, this guy is a French PI as well, but he's living in Spain, I think. I don't know him, to be honest. I might meet him soon because we will have meetings with popular investor. I know one other French PI very well. It's I don't know if you met him before. It's dividends underscore income.
So is that the only popular investor you know personally?
I've spoke with I think you know her, the girl really famous on eToro, Nizatron. On Instagram, we are following each other. I speak with her as a colleague, but I don't really know her.
Okay, Hugo, last question. What question do you wish I had asked you during this chat, which I haven't?
Well, I think you ask a lot of questions, you know.
Everyone takes a long time to think about this.
Something I wish you would have asked me is about what age did I plan to retire? It's a really interesting question.
So, Hugo, what age do you plan to retire?
So I'm someone working really hard. I'm trying to make the right decisions regarding my investments. Not only on eToro, I'm also making some investments outside of eToro. And because of this, I plan to retire. I would like to retire at before 40.
And what does retirement mean to you?
It's a good question because retirement can be different for different people. So the main definition about retirement, it's about having enough income to cover your daily expenses without having to work. So this could be for me because of my investment, passive income investments, so dividends or rental properties income. And I will need more time because today I'm 24 and I have some income from this type of asset classes, but it's not enough today to be retired following the definition I just gave. Also, you could be having enough money to live thanks to your investments, but it doesn't mean you will want to stop working. But I just think you will work on something more meaningful for you. For instance, if you like helping people making money, you will make your own company about helping people making money.
Yeah, exactly. I can't imagine you retiring and just doing
Yes.
nothing. You'll be just picking and choosing what you spend your time on.
Yes, that's really correct.
You've made a very good start to trying to achieve that aim, Hugo. And when I look into your eyes, I can see that you're going to do everything you can to make it happen.
Yes, I'm trying to do my best. I still have a lot to learn. I don't know anything, and I don't know everything about everything, but I'm still trying very hard every day.
All right, Hugo, we're going to watch with interest as you continue to try hard to grow as a PI on eToro.
Yes.
Hopefully the next time we chat, there'll be a bit more green around.
Yes, maybe the timing was not good to speak about my portfolio, but I did it anyway because I'm really transparent. So yeah, thanks again for having me today.
No problem. And we'll talk again. Thanks, Hugo. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
A very big merci beaucoup to Hugo for giving us some insight into him at such a trying time. Whatever you think of a PI, it takes character to stand tall when the market is going against you. Only time will tell if and when Hugo's portfolio will take flight once more. That's all from me. See you on Discord and Facebook. Until next time we meet at Copytraders Club, I wish you many happy returns. Obviously, anything you hear in this podcast is for entertainment only, not financial advice. Do your own research. It's just generic chit-chat. We don't know your individual circumstances, etc., and so forth.